Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Tooba Mirza, and today we are going to have a conversation with Sameea Ashraf. She has recently done her PBA certification under the umbrella of Content Training and Consultancy Services. So, in this event, Sameea is going to share the insights about her successful journey, and she has earned this certification with the above target score. In the month of May, we have conducted a training group for Systems Limited organization, and Samir was also part of that group. And Tamir led that group as a mentor and the trainer. Uh, Apart from Samia, a couple of other people already have got certified, and the remaining they are in the pipeline for their PPA certification. So PPA, or the Professional in Business Analysis certification, is a credential offered by Project Management Institute, and this skill set is targeted for business analysts, project managers, quality leads, or quality assurance managers, technical leads, or anybody working in the business analysis capacity. In this conversation, Tamir, Samia, and we are going to streamline the useful tips and insights about the credential itself, the curriculum, the do's and don'ts of exam, and anything that can be helpful for you. After this session, after this conversation, in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the session, we are going to take your question answers. So before we formally get into the discussion, I would really like Samia and Tami to do a brief introduction about themselves, and then we will kick off the event. So Samia, starting off with you, a brief about yourself, and thank you very much for joining the event.
Thank you very much, Tooba, for having me in this session. My name is Sameea, as Tooba told you about, and I'm a track lead of Business Analysis team in Systems Limited. I have over 16 years of experience in business analysis, and I've worked on various domains like insurance, reinsurance, mortgage, e-commerce, telco, and etc. And today I'm excited to share my personal journey toward obtaining the PMI-PBA credentials. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sameea. And of course, we know that you are very much senior and experienced in this domain. Tamir, a bit about yourself. I know you have an extensive experience, but a bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much for everything, Tuba, and thank you for this event. See, my name is Tamer Alqutub. I'm Syrian. I'm living in Kuwait. Actually, I born in Kuwait. I work in an IT industry since maybe almost 21, 23 years. What you can say that I am an MBA graduate from Maastricht, the Netherlands. I have my BMB since 2009. I have my BGMB, BFMB, BMI ACP, and BMI PBA. And Alhamdulillah, that's mean I'm working in IT field, but right now I'm working in PepsiCo Kuwait as an information system project managers. And also, I have my experience from different sectors, whether they are on the FMCG, also from the real estate, from health sector, from constructions. So I can also have like a wide experience on what we call that a predictive or adaptive approach. So Alhamdulillah, that's mean just I'm merging these things and I'm converting to my candidate or to my student. Thank you, Tuba.
Thank you for the introduction, Tamir. And we know that you are very, very much, you have a rich experience in a variety of domains, specifically IT and technology area. So, Samia, I would like to begin the conversation with a question for you. Why did you go for PPA? Because, PPA is not that famous. It's not, like there are many people who are not even aware of this credential. So, what was your thought behind this, and how the PPA certification, the skill set that you have learned, it's helping you in your professional career?
Okay, so Tuba, actually, as I told you that I am working as a business analyst like for last more than decade now. I was working and everything was like I think working with clients, and I was already practically doing certain things, but thing which was lacking was some business analysis principles, or maybe the practices and tools and techniques, formally theoretical concepts and the standards which has to be and which should be followed. And so that's why I decided to opt for PBA. And I believe that this certification provides the like comprehensive understanding for the business analysis principles and practices. With the tools and techniques we will gain from the certification, or I gain from this, I think we can better equip ourselves to contribute to the successful projects.
Okay, great. And you are already part of like one of the biggest organization, not only in Pakistan, but across the MEA region, Systems Limited. So do you think that your experience at Systems Limited, or maybe before that, was really helpful while you were learning the best practices and the standards in the business analysis capacity? Because this is very much important. It's a professional skill set, and people would be interested in going for that only when they feel that there is a relevance with respect to the practical experiences that they may have in like whichever domain they belong to, and versus what the global standards say about that.
Absolutely. My experience, I think, was incredibly helpful in preparation of the exam, and like hands-on experience in like analyzing the already the business needs and all the other things. It helped me to relate the theoretical concepts to the like real-world scenarios, and it was easy, like making me easy to understand the concepts and principles which has been applied, and working on the various projects. It already increased my problem solving skills, and this ability, I think, helped me to tackle the different case studies type questions and the situational questions in the exam. So it was really helpful for me.
Okay, great. So the next question that I would like to ask, which is for Tamer actually. So Tamer, in your expert opinion, because you have been there for all those trainees and mentees in that group, and you are conducting your PBA trainings and mentoring sessions apart from the systems assignment as well. So as per your expert opinion, how much time one should take for the preparation of this skill set and to get exam ready and to equip themselves with the necessary learnings by PMI, as well as to pass the certification exam?
So let me just take it like point by point. Okay, see, to be for the person to be prepared for the PMI exam, see, there will be like multiple factors that can play. Like what Sameea, she said, first of all, the prior experience with the business analyst. They have also to be familiar with the PMI frameworks, as well as the amount of time, how much they are dedicating for the study. If you remember that when I was conducting, I was always following up with them and to do that, everything that to be with them. And also, so in typical, what you can say, the average preparation time, we can say like it depends from maybe from three maybe to 4 months, because you will have like 1 month as a training courses. So you'll be having like another 2 months as a preparation. Factors influencing, that's mean, first of all, the experience. If you have like an already experience in the business analysis, this will be like a play a big part, because what will happen? You are going to integrate your knowledge, your personal experience, because it will help you how to tackle with the exam questions. And also, the other thing is that the study time per week, because you have to be dedicated. And what I can say for the candidate like Sameea, that was a challenging, because we know that she's a senior level, she has a family, so there will be like multiple factors. But I said that I told them when you need time, you have to create time. And another thing, he has to be familiar with the PMI concept. As we know that the exam question has been fabricated according to what? According to their standard. So you have to be familiar with the concept, with the technologies, with the keyword and everything. So the study breakdown, first of all, when I provide them with a study plan, they have first of all they have to go with the outline reviews, and also they have to be focusing on the whole domains. If you know that there are 5 domains, And another things, what I told them that the moment you finish the chapters, go with the practice questions, because the practice questions, what they give you the know-how, they give you the logic behind. What I told them that even if you answer the question in the right manners, no, you have to reread it again and know the logic, behind. So that's why you will be prepared. So in short, you have maybe 3 to 5 months. That means it will be like a full time for you to prepare.
That's correct. And if I add, like on top of it, being the trainer and mentor myself, I usually recommend a study of 100 to 120 hours minimum, and that can go up to 150 hours depending on the expert level and like the different people like they go by different mechanisms. So it can raise up to 150 hours, and with that, usually the average time that people may take is 3 to 4 months, depending on their pace.
Yes.
And usually, people would like to know like the total number of hours, like how many hours of study they should put in to get confident and exam ready. And we usually tell them this way that minimum 100, 90 to 100, and maximum 150, depending on how much effort you have to put in. With that, your own exposure, your implementation of the skill set and tools also help a lot. And of course, the practice. Practice is always the key, and practice makes a man perfect. As much practice as you are going to do, as much confident you are going to be for the exam. But there is no one formula fit all, but usually 3 to 4 months time for a working professional or someone who is probably a working mother, or maybe you have family and other priorities. Usually it's more than enough. But if you are taking more than that, then probably you should go back and reevaluate that what is missing in your study plan. I really would want to say this. If you are stretching it from more than 4 months, then probably there's a problem in your study.
And another thing, let me just add also, there will be like a mentor. A mentor, he has to follow up with the student, because you know that
Correct.
the moment we finish the class, everybody that will be starting procrastinating. And I remember that when I was with the team, maybe after 2 weeks, and if Sameea remember that, I told him that we need to have like a kickoff study. So just I told him that how to resharpen their mentality for the exams.
Correct. Okay, so proceeding with our conversation, Sameea, this is a question for you. How was the exam preparation or the exam experience, not preparation really, for you when you were in the real exam? What was your experience? With this question, I'm not really asking for anything specific. I'm just asking about your time management, the pressure handling, the decision making, conflict management, kind of leadership traits that you had to actually implement in real. And how did you tackle with that? And were you nervous? This is a common question. Were you really nervous or exam anxious kind of thing? So yeah.
Yes, I think overall experience was challenging, but yet I think it was fulfilling, because overall at the time I think we need to study a lot, because there is a lot of theory and a lot of reading material we had, and of course when we are working full time, and along with the full time work responsibility and along with like family responsibility, it is very difficult to take out time for study, and and starting from scratch, studying all the chapters, and attempting. So you have to make yourself somehow a bit disciplined. And once you have to make, I think what I did was like I started like I give tough time to myself in the way that I started my schedule in the way that I have to complete one chapter in a day. So in that, I always try to start like I study at time. My study time was like midnight. Somehow 10 starting from night 10 o'clock. At that time, I think it's like a bit peaceful time, and we can just concentrate more. And then I usually complete my whole chapter in a day, and then I attempt questions underlying that chapter. So by doing so and giving me my own self tough deadlines and timelines, I think I was able to make it. And your question that I was nervous or not? Yes, I was, because I think there is a fear always there in exam. But when you start preparing yourself and then you are practicing questions again and again, then I think you might get yourself ready, and that is very helpful. And before like a minute exam started, there was a like lot of nervousness, but as soon as paper started, we were like I was very comfortable. And as paper just closed, I was very much sure that I just did it. So yeah.
And during the exam, while you were writing the exam, were you efficiently able to manage the time, for instance, or was
Oh
there any
yeah.
strategy that you had, established for yourself for the exam writing, that
Yes.
in the first hour I'm going to do these many questions, the second hour I'm going to complete this much? Was there anything that had been
Um,
useful for you?
Yes, okay. So yes, what I did, there is like a flag option. So when I'm attempting the questions, I was attempting the questions. Any question in which I had like a little bit of doubt, even I was flagging them, marking them like for like later review. And then in this way, I just had only handful of questions which I had doubts on, and then in the end, I just attempted those again. And in this way, at least the pressure that okay, so I had a lot of questions remaining, it was minimized. And I think this is the better approach to flag question and just run after other questions before others. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are those group of people who don't really like the mark for review or flag for review feature, and there are those people who really find it useful. So you made a use of flag for review option in the
Yes,
exam.
yes,
Yes, you
yes,
did.
because that is helpful in the way that at least pressure, you can manage pressure in this way.
Great,
At least
great.
what questions you have like confidence on, you can just attempt those first.
And did you find because there are usually when people go for PPA, they this is like the first time they are sitting for any exam, unless they have been to PMP or some other common PMI certification.
Yeah.
So they are also nervous about how it would look like, the experience itself. It's not really about that preparation, but about the experience as well. So did you find the simulator? I mean, that platform where you were writing the exam, you found it user friendly and easy to use?
Yeah, it was actually I believe that it was very self-explanatory, and they have like added a lot of information for us. And it was very easy. And
And
have
then usually there is a tutorial. So for those who are going to
yes.
the exam and those who are new to the PMI exams as well, there's a 10-minute tutorial that they offer to everyone. And it's an optional tutorial. If you want to go through it, it's a 10-minute, kind of manual, e-manual that is going to give you like a complete insight
Yes,
about how the
and you can
simulator.
skip.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
and you
can
can
skip
skip it.
and
Yes,
you can take it. Yeah.
yes,
So that's going to be very helpful as well,
yes,
especially to
yes,
those who are very new to the
no,
PMI certification.
yes.
Okay, so moving on with our conversation, and this is a question both for you and Tamir, like maybe whoever want to answer it, or maybe you can answer it one by one. Uh, One other area of fear for the PMI candidates, especially those who are new to these certifications, be it for PP or be it for PMP or any other skill set, they are afraid of the application process. They are very, very much afraid of the application process. And by afraid, I don't mean that it's difficult. It's just that it's new to them. It's like something that they find huge. So when I say that without application, you can't really go for the exam, it means that application process makes you eligible for the exam. It's a process by PMI with which you need to ensure your eligibility for the exam. So if I ask you guys that how smooth has been the PP application process for you, and to the question for Tamir is like some useful tips that you can uh, advise to the candidates about application writing, especially those who are doing it all by themselves and they don't have a mentor. So maybe one by
Okay,
one.
Tooba, I just want to share my experience, and then we can proceed to Tamir. I believe we had necessary guidelines and all the resources from you and Tamir, and I was able to complete my application very successfully in very less time. And Tamir was thoroughly reviewing our documentation, and he was ensuring that all of the necessary information was evaluated or not. And I think there is a process in which there is a verification step as well to confirm if the relevant experience mentioned by the applicant is authentic or not. So I think if your application is well equipped and your mentor has reviewed it thoroughly, then I don't think so. Okay, audit will also be a problem. So that's my experience.
Yes, Tamir, your word of advice would be very helpful for the candidates.
So do you want me just to give like an overview about
No.
writing?
I just want you to give any tips that can be helpful, like quick tips for application writing that can be helpful.
Let's see that when we are writing the application, when I just have one session with the team. So first of all, the most important things, you have to align your experience according to the PMI-PBA domains, and you have to demonstrate your business analyst competencies with the application. We know that, and also you have to tailor your application experience for the domain. They are need assessment. They have to cover the need assessment, the planning, the analysis, the traceability, as well as evaluation. They have to use a PMI terminology. They have to focus on their roles. So when you are filling the application, you should be like the roles as a project manager or as a business analyst. So you cannot say that I was involved. No, you can say I conducted, I managed, I did. And then you have to provide like a quantifiable result. And another things, you have to highlight what the tools and techniques you are using. Like if Sameea, remember that many teams, many of their teams, that mean that when they provide me the application, I feel, first of all, at the verification, the moment I told them that, what is the quantifiable? What is the result? What is the outcomes? So I just keep on reviewing them and tell them, no, think more, okay, do another versioning. So this is what I can I can highlight. And another things, they have to stay within 500 words, 500 words. So in short, they have to focus on the domain of the PMI-PBA.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tamir. Those were actually very useful tips. And in continuation to what you have said, I want to talk a little bit about the credential itself and the domains that PMI has offered, or the way they have devised the curriculum. So business analyst, or the business analysis skill set, is a role or is a person in the organization who actually helps you with the right initiatives to go for under the umbrella of your organization and in alignment with your vision. So this role focuses on the problem or opportunities that the organization can work on, or the areas that the organization can grab in the market or in the organization, or against a competitor, to, of course, grow their business and to make themselves better. So this is exactly what the concept of business analysis is, and accordingly, this role is super critical for the organization. So there's an area which is pre-initiative, and there is an area which is post-initiative. And in both areas, business analyst is super important. This person has a very important role to play. So accordingly, PMI has revised the curriculum in a way that they have kept 5 domains in this skill set, including needs assessment, which is the pre-project or pre-initiative kind of
Pre-project
assessment.
work, yes.
Yeah. Problem, opportunity, evaluations, business case, going with the right skills, right things to do. And after the project or program is awarded, then the planning for that, for those requirements, then elicitation
The
and
stakeholders, the stakeholders, yes.
And then the monitoring and traceability, evaluation, right? All of these different domains collectively give you the right insight about this skill set, right? And accordingly, this is a very, very interesting and important skill set to learn. And while writing the application, as Tamir has rightly said, you have to be careful about including everything by portraying yourself in the first person that you have done a work in these domains in your respective projects in your organization. Okay, so taking the conversation forward, Sameea, this is a question for you. You have, done this training and complete exam prep and everything for your PPA credential under the mentorship of Tamer and with a group conducted by On-Time Training and Consultancy. So, first thing that I would want to ask is during the preparation, did you go for any other thing that on-time training has provided you for the exam prep and practice and all? And if yes, you can share a bit about that as well. That's totally okay. And overall, we want to ask that what value we have added in your journey as an organization and Tamir as a mentor.
I think like the Tamir and the training he has provided and the the consultancy on-time training was giving, it significantly enriched the my PBA journey and expertise Tamir has in business analysis and the PBA framework. I think it really helpful for us at the time of training. He was helping us in clarifying the complex concepts and providing the practical examples, and which was like being helpful in the way that all the material which he was giving us in the during the training was really relatable, because giving the practical examples is like make it very much possible for us to understand the underlying things. So that was I think his expertise was really beneficial for us. And other than that, I think he has provided the personalized support, one-on-one interaction. That was very, very important and helpful. He was not only after once the training was complete, he was continuously following up on us when you are going to book the exam, how much study there is, like to whole of us, our group. And in this way, we usually when there is someone who is keeping an eye on you, that really motivates you and keep you on track and your study schedules, and he keep on asking things, and he was always ready and helpful and ready to help us in explaining things and giving us motivation. And so yeah, I think there was a really a value addition from Tamir as well as from online consultancy.
Thank you.
For all this. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sameea. So Sameea, I also would like to ask, and probably this is a question for from a couple of people in the audience already, that because people are at the end of the day, people are interested in like the right practice, the right mocks, and were those relevant or helpful in the exam. So they probably would like to ask you, maybe they are going to put this question in the comment box or not, but they definitely would like to ask this, that the mocks, the prep material, the slides, different other tools that we have provided you, were those collectively and alone were helpful for your exam completion and exam readiness, yes or no? And if yes, then probably you would like to shed some light on it.
Yeah, I think material which was provided by Tamir and like on time was covered like all the key areas which was outlined in the exam, and it ensured the thorough understanding of all the essential concepts and topics. And I think it's an excellent foundation which anybody can have to prepare themselves for the certification. And the best part was that of this course material was that it was very well organized, in the way that I think they have you guys have broken down this vast amount of information into manageable segments, and it was really made us easier to grasp all the material, because Otherwise, I'm sure there is understanding that PBA is a completely theory-based paper, and there is a lot of material which we have to study and read. So making this thing like in a well-organized manner is really helpful in the way to understand the key concepts and things. And other than that, I think the practice exams which was provided was really helpful. We have like chapter-wise questions. We have like 3 to 4 mocks. And we as I already talked about, that once you are done with the chapter, you should focus on the chapter-wise questions, and in this way you can evaluate yourself that how much you gained and how many questions you were incorrect. In this way you can see, okay, so I need more reinforcement for this chapter or not. And then in this way, once you are done with all the chapters, you have like a box, and while doing mock questions, not only help me to be familiar with the type of questions I can encounter in the real exam, but also it all assessing my readiness for the exam as well. So yes, I think that was really helpful, and the keywords and the logic behind the question to understand, it was helpful in the way that we got similar kind of and the pattern of questions and the essence of the concept and ideas. Yeah.
Great. So in continuation to this, probably Tamir, it's going to be helpful if you could help the audience understand, especially those who are still in the process of making an evaluation for this credential, that what is the format of the exam look like the pattern of the exam, number of hours that we have, the breaks that we have, right? Because I have got like a question in a in private that if you could tell us about the exam, the format of the exam.
See, let me tell you that the exam. First of all, the moment you finish the check-ins and everything, and then you go to the exam room, so you'll be having, as you mentioned, that 10 minute. Then there will be like, I know that people, they will be getting like maybe they will be in hard breathing or anything. So what I told them that first of all, you have to manage your time. You have to manage your time. There is 200 questions. They are divided into three. So after the 85 question, there will be like a break. And the more questions, any question they take from you, maybe 2 minutes, you have to mark it random. Try to answer anyone you feel it is correct, and then you go to the second question. Let's see, for me, because I run through multiple exam in the PMI, they have like, what I teach my student. First of all, you have to read the questions, and you should take a keyword, and then you have 4 answers. For sure that from my experience, 2 answers, they will be not related to the question, and you'll be having 2 correct answers. You have to select the best answer. How you can select the best answer? You have to see the keyword on the question. Maybe next, before, not, like this. There is like a keyword, so you can make like a cross check on this one. After you finish the 85 questions, what I also advise everyone, so take a break. Take a break. At least you are taking like a deep breath. Go and walk, stretch yourself, and then come back to the testing room. Once you finish another 85 questions, then another take a break, because you already be exhausted. And I remember that in my experience, the last batch from question 160, I did not review, because I feel that I'm already exhausted. So this is what I would recommend them. Sleep well, take a snack with you, and don't go with the have like a light breakfast.
Yeah, that's correct. And usually, although you can book exam anytime if you're going to the center, then as per the center timing, and if you are doing it online, then of course anytime in the 24 hours slot and 7 days a week, you can book the exam. One other thing that I would like to add in continuation to what Tamir has said, there is a concept of a scheduled break which is a break granted by PMI. There is one 10-minute break granted by PMI, which comes, I think, after 87th question there.
85,
Yeah,
85,
85 or
87, yeah.
87 question, you are going to get a scheduled 10 minutes break. By scheduled break, it means that the timer is going to get stopped over there. So it's going to freeze over there. And after 10 minutes, it's going to revive. If you want to skip that break, you can skip that. If you want to take that break, you can take that. But it's better to take the break because it's very necessary that you get relaxed and have something to eat or something to drink during that time. Right. So this is very, very helpful because the exam usually the PMI exams they are stringent or exhaustive, and sitting 4 hours in continuation is not an easy deal. So in that context, taking the breaks usually are very, very helpful, as the Tamir has rightly said. So now, Sameea, a very important question, and Tamir, this is a question for you as well. Uh, People usually evaluate any professional skill set or credential with respect to the investment that's going to take. And by investment, we mean the investment of money, the investment of time, the investment of commitment, efforts. Everything is important being a professional. And accordingly, they do a kind of a business case for their own self, that how we are going to get the benefits versus what cost or investment we have to make. Business case can be done at any point. It's not really only for the projects or the organization. So everybody has their own way of evaluating the different initiatives that one want to take for themselves. And accordingly, the concept of payback or return is different for different people. So I really would want to ask your opinion, Sameea, that how did you evaluate this, the payback from this investment that you have made in the PPA certification? And again, coming the same question for you. Yes, Sameea.
Okay.
Start, Sameea, please.
Yeah. I think in terms of monetary benefits or you can say money, I think this investment in this certification, I think can quickly pay off through increased earning potential as well, as it can open the doors to to get high level positions maybe. And then I think being a certified professional, we are more competitive in the like job market. Otherwise, I think the knowledge we are going to gain from this certification can lead to like more effective business analysis practices, and this will increase the efficiency and can result in maybe cost saving for a lot of employers, because when we are like enforcing the practices and standards and within the organization, then things are like more have more like standardized, and it will definitely affect the overall process. And I think being a certified professional, we can leverage these skills to contribute to more successful projects and stuff. So I think in any case, we will get payback on our investment.
Yes, and Tamir,
Yes.
what is your opinion?
See, I will answer this question, but on the view as employers, okay? If you allow me, okay.
Yeah,
First
sure.
of all, hello, when you are working like as a business analyst, and if you're coming like a business analyst, first of all, you will be understanding the business need, because the business need started with what? With the needs, or whether there will be like a problems with this one. So the company, what they will say, wow, he's understanding our need, and for sure that the moment you give you make them relax, and you make them like you did your homework, and you do everything. So what will happen? There will be like a return on investment for you. And another things, you will for sure that you are going to use any tools or technique. This will be leverage your skills. And also what will happen? You will be engaging a lot with a stakeholder. For sure that the moment I join, I will tell you that my experience. The moment I joined PepsiCo Kuwait, and I know that they have a problem with anything. So what will happen in this case? I just elaborate this point. I just elaborate this. Give me like more interact with the stakeholders, more interact with the owners, and with everybody. And another things, it will give you like how you're going to communicate. You're going also to consider there will be like any risk or any uncertainty. I'm sure, Tuba, this will give like a big return of investment for the person who have like this kind of certificate, because he will equipped with the needful skills to succeed in any project and successful on any project, it starts with the beginning with the pre-project work.
Yes.
Thus, I can add.
Very true.
Yes, that is very, very much correct. On top of that, I also would like to add like my opinion of the return on
Yes,
investment.
please.
And I don't see the return not every time return is coming right away. The way, like today you are done with the certification and tomorrow you are going to get a raise or promotion or uplift in your career. Usually it doesn't happen this way. Usually you need to prove yourself with that skill
Yes,
set
correct.
as well. Maybe it's going to take a couple of months, maybe a couple of years in some cases. Maybe if you are going to be very lucky, it's going to take lesser than this. However, return usually in case of projects and programs as well, there's a concept of sustainment, right? Not every time when you are launching a project or a product or anything, the sustainment, the benefit realization is not going to happen like right with the launch or successful delivery of that project. You need to wait and watch, right? So this is the same case with you as a person or as a professional as well. So in my opinion, the concept of benefits involves both the tangible and intangible benefits. And when it comes to intangible, I find that way more helpful for your professional and personal growth than the tangible ones. And I also believe, in a matter of fact, that the intangible benefits like your learning, you making yourself as a brand, you making yourself as market competitive, and many other things on top of that, the trustworthiness that you are creating for your organization and in the market for the employers. I mean, this is just priceless. This has no a financial or equivalency. However, the financial gains, the other materialistic gains, they just follow these intangible ones. If you are able to to realize the intangible benefits for yourself, for your team, for your organization, and so forth, the tangible one, this is my guarantee that the tangible ones are going to just follow these intangible ones. So just focus more on the intangible aspects rather the tangible ones. And for the time being, you need to invest in yourself, which is a tangible investment. However, sooner or later, you are going to see the realization of this investment plus the worthiness that it's going to bring to you. And this is going to happen, right? The knowledge, the skill set, it's never going to get wasted. This is my guarantee. Okay, so thank you very much, Tamer and Sameea. This has been a very insightful and useful conversation. And in the last, I would like both of you to provide any word of advice, any useful thing that the candidates, specifically the PBA candidates and generally the professionals, should be focusing on. So maybe starting with Sameea.
Okay. I think the main thing I would highlight in this is the purpose of this exam should not be just to pass the exam or to get the certification. I think the purpose should be to get the knowledge and the insight on the principles and the techniques and the essence of overall practices which we usually follow. So I think and for exam, I would say develop a structured study plan, break down material in the sections and try to plan a short and specific goals and deadlines to keep yourself on track and understand and build up the concepts. And I think don't rely only on certain material. If you find any difficulty or if you find any if you're not understanding any concepts or any techniques, you can always go to certain any the books or maybe the online materials, but only for those techniques and the principles where you found any difficulty. Because the reason we are doing this is to strengthen ourselves, our knowledge base, right? So if we are not understanding things and we are just going to pass the exam, then I don't think so it will create any difference. So focus on more on to get the knowledge, and then automatically you will pass the exam. And also, I think you should have a study partner,
Yes.
which will not only help you to motivate yourself And so do I also do that, and I have a study partner. I would like to name him. He was motivating me throughout across the time we were preparing, and we were having discussions, and we were sharing understanding and the knowledge base. I think this is also very important aspect. And lastly, I think practice and practice. As many practice exams you can do, and possible you can do that, try to do it, and try to do the exam as the real exam you are attempting. So it will also be helpful. Try to focus on those questions more which were wrong, and so that you know what is the logic, what are the keywords behind those questions, and in this way you will be easily able to solve those questions which will be coming up in your real exam. So
Yes.
Yes,
and
Tamer.
best of luck for all the aspirants.
Yes. Thank you, Sameea. So let me just, I will say that for the Aspire, for the PBA Aspire, let me just share my experience. Even I have a multiple credential from the PMI, but believe me that BBA, it has like a different flavors. First of all, it will not validate your skill, but also it will elevate your positions, and also you will be as a key players, because the more you know in the projects, or the more you know in the business analyst, the more you will be having, you will be addressing the needs or addressing the problems in the correct manners. Also, you have to make sure that all the business needs has been addressed. And other things you have to give me like how to collaborate with the stakeholders, how to bridge the gap. And another things in business, in BBA for the aspirant, everything is structured. If you take it from the real life scenarios, first of all, we start with a need assessment. Then you have to check who are the player, what are the key stakeholders. Then how you are going to gather the requirement. Then how you are going to apply this skills. Another things for the aspire, I will just to tell him also, you have to be familiarized with the tools and techniques, or any methodologies should they can help. Like you can use the Microsoft Project, Jira, or there will be like another models like we called like Moscow, or these things. So I hope everybody for the best. Everything is doable, and anything he need any help, so we are ready to help, inshallah. And another thing, lastly, Tuba, I remember that before Sameea go to the exam, I called her maybe 3 days before the exam, and the day before the exam at night, and the day in the morning
Yes.
before she go to the exam, I called her.
Yes.
So that she doesn't forget that she has an exam that day. Yeah. This is helpful that somebody is there motivating you, backing you up, like
Praying for
be
us
with
as
you.
well.
Yeah,
He was praying for us.
it's
By
very
the way,
helpful.
I take this exercise from Tuba, because I receive Tuba was my mentor on BFMB, one of the elite certificates. So the day before the exam, she called me, and the morning she sent me a WhatsApp, and at night she congratulated me. So I do the same thing. So thank you, Tuba, for these
Yes.
things.
I do the same actually. I do the same, and this always has been helpful. So yeah, thank you very much, Sameea and Tamer.
Thank you.
This is this. I'm sure this must be a helpful conversation for those who want to take the benefit from it. And for me, this session has been very insightful. So we have got a couple of questions for you and Sameea from the audience. Let's first answer that, and then if anybody has got any other question, you can just unmute yourself. You can just raise and unmute yourself and ask your question directly as well. But first, let's answer these questions over the chat box. So Asad is asking that how this PBA certification can help in the business analysis areas in the ERP domain. So this is focused business analysis for the ERP domain. I think Tamer, you are the right person to answer this because you
Yes,
are
because
from hardcore ERPs and IT. Yeah.
see, I will tell you that I will share you like my experience. Actually, it's happened right now. It's happened right now, and okay. So we are planning to phase out our legacy system to bring the new system. First of all, so when you want like to select any to select like any vendors or any ERP system to be implemented, you have to first of all address the needs. How you are going to address the need? First of all, you have to do the assessment, and then you have to check with whom. You have to see who are the key players, who are the key stakeholders. Then after that, once you are selecting and once you are selecting the vendors, you will do like a procurement and another things. Then you will do the analysis, and there will be like multiple phases. Also in business analysis, there is something like solution evaluation. An ERP system like Oracle, they call it CRB or UAT. And then after that, there will be the go live. So it helped me a lot because it will give you like the keywords. It will give you the structured way how to succeed on the project itself. And especially it's helpful for the ERP or if you are developing like a mobile app.
Correct. And Sameea, I think you can add something in this regard as well, because I know, as a matter of fact, that in your organization, there's a proper ERP-based teams, and I'm sure that there would be BAs involved in those teams as well. So do you have any experience with respect to the ERP-related business analysis?
Actually, I had like a never like experience in working in ERP, but like I think being a business analyst or not exactly I'm not talking about specific to PBA training, but overall the practice and the standards usually we follow, it will help in any domain or in any aspect of work of a project we are working in, because it helps you to starting from the conceiving the idea of a project, and then deployment, and then afterwards when post project evaluation. So I think there were a lot of key points which can be taken away in respect to the project you are working on.
That's correct. This is the beauty of PMI certifications or credentials, that they like if I just take apart a couple of credentials like CP or those which are domain specific, the most of the credentials are domain non-specific. So for instance, PMP or PBA or ACP, these are not targeting to any particular region or any particular industry, any particular level of business analysis. For instance, in case of PPA, any domain, you are from IT, you are from software, you are from construction, you are from healthcare, you are doing business analysis, or even if you are a project manager and you are more focused on the business analysis side in the functional capacity, you can go for this credential. This is going to be very, very helpful, because business and the analysts and project managers, they like work in a very a close collaboration with each other. At times, like there's a very
part of each other as well.
Yeah, very, very thin line between two rows in some organization. So, I mean, it's not really about ERP. It's about knowing the right tool and skill set in the right domains and how to work in those domains. This is what matters in the organization. Today, you are in ERP. Tomorrow, maybe you are in some other area. And this is how the life of a professional is, right? So these credentials get you ready for every kind of role, not only ERP based, but yes, as a matter of fact, I can tell you that even if it is about ERP based, or it's a customized ERP, or it's like any popular ERP in the market.
Of the shelf, yes.
Yeah. For instance, Oracle, for instance, Salesforce, or any other ERP, you can equally go for this credential, and you are going to learn a lot, and that would be helpful in your respective implementation. So I think a follow-up pointer that Asad had added to this question is the ISVs that integrate with the ERP. So Asad, it's not like we had already said, it's not about the particulars. It's about like knowing the skill set, and you can apply that. For instance, we have talked about the agile, the predictive, the hybrid tools and techniques in all those 5 domains that we had talked about in this conversation. So it equally applies. Doesn't really matter, right? About that domain. If you so maybe you are from this domain, someone else would come from the hardware industry. Someone else is coming from for instance, pharma industry. And they are doing business analysis. So your technicality with respect to the business analysis is very organization specific. But the global best practices, they are usually generalized with respect to the in different
Just let me
industries.
just add one. As you mentioned, Tuba, because BMI, they teach you the application of knowledge and the skills, and it will be generic. So whether you are in any field, it can be applied.
Correct. This is the beauty of this skill set. This is why PMI skill sets are so popular, because they do not really, bind you with respect to any region, uh, any kind of skill set, any particular domain, industry. It's open for everyone. Uh, Now there's a question by Ikra. So Ikra is asking that how much time would be enough to prepare for the exam. Ikra, I think we have had this conversation in detail. So I would like quickly answer this question again. Usually it varies from person to person. There is no one formula fit all, but usually 3 to 4 months should be more than enough, no matter how busy you are with your job and projects. And usually there's a study plan that every mentor provides. Uh, Most likely it's going to be a study of 100 to 120 hours, not more than that, with practice and training and learning and everything that you need to do to get ready for the exam. At times it can be more for you, at times it can be less for you, but we are talking on an average basis. And we have also talked about not stretching your study plan, because that is going to demotivate you, rather motivate you, right? And don't go for like let me do some more practice, let me learn more, let me get better and better,
Yes.
because there's not going to be a time when you are going to say that I am fully ready for the exam, because this is like human nature. We as a human never think that we are fully ready, right? And we rather should like go for a time-bound kind of preparation, where we should have a tentative plan. Without that, this is not going to happen ever. Okay. Aisha has a question for Tamer. So Tamer, Aisha is asking that what do you think should be the average preparation timeline for a candidate who has passed PMP? Now, this is a variant of that previous question. And notice that there are significant overlapping concepts in PP and PMP. This is very true. There are very
So
much overlap. Yeah.
I will tell you my secret formulas, and even I share it with the network systems. And since I was a BMB, and as I know that I'm teaching also the curriculum. So y- since you are the BMB, you are 70 to 80% ready, because you already know how the questions they are fabricating, and how you pull from the question, how you pull from the exam question the keyword and everything. So the secret formulas, it will take from you almost, if you attend while you are attending the class, study, be on the exam mode and start practicing. And another thing I would advise everybody is try to study on the early morning. For me, when I prepare for the BBA, it take from me only 2 months, because after 5 o'clock or 4:30 or 5 o'clock, especially in the morning, these 2 hours in the morning, it will be like it will more benefit than maybe 5 to 6 hours at night. But it depends from person to person, because the body, it will be rest mode and everything. Your mind, it will be free and everything. So this is will be, I already advise everybody to do it, to do like this thing. So in average, it will take from you 2 months with the preparations.
Yes, so Aisha, just to answer your question, like from a different angle, with respect to PMP and PPA, I can say that the planning, the elicitation and analysis, and the traceability, to some extent, the traceability domain has been covered to some extent in PMP skill set as well. The needs assessment area from a business analysis perspective is completely untouched for the project managers in the PMP skill set, and that's going to be very new and very interesting for you. Solution evaluation is not new for the PMP candidates or the PMP professionals. However, solution evaluation has been discussed in detail from a business analysis perspective in this skill set. And traceability as well is very much in detail in this skill set. unlike PMP. So I would say that if I'm saying study plan of 120 hours for a PMP candidate who has done that recently, this is important. If you have done your PMP 10 years back or 20 years back, then probably you are going to take more or less same time. But if you have done your PMP like in the past 2 years, then it's not going to be more than like a study of 50, 60 hours for you, right? And that also depends on how well you have prepared for your PMP. Right, because you were my candidate, you are my mentee for PMP, so I know that you have done like the due diligence for that. And for you, I can say that specifically not more than 50 to 60 hours. Okay. Another, I think, question from Aisha, which is meant for Sameea. So Sameea, she is asking that you come with an extensive PA experience, mashallah, and could you share some specific examples of how you map your PBA learnings to the current work and something that you were not doing before and post-credential, you are improving yourself in the implementation level? This is, again, a very great question by Aisha.
Yeah, it's really, really good question. Yeah, so what I believe, once I was done with the all of the studying and preparation of exams, I found that I was doing a lot of things as practically, but my theoretical knowledge was limited. I did not know the specific terminologies which was being used, but I was doing practically certain things, but not aware of the terminologies and the principles. So if I talk about the specific thing which I was not doing, maybe could be these like stakeholder identification. We were doing that, but not in the way it was elaborated. And the need assessment, I believe, area is more likely the pre-sales, which we do and we have a pre-sales department who is working on like having the pre-sales done for the need assessment and stuff. So usually we are not doing that if we are working on the project directly. And the solution evaluation, and then the overall the traceability thing, we are not following that in that way that was explained and being derived in this like PBA course. So I think that is really helpful if we go through and apply the traceability metrics in our daily work as a business analyst. It will help us to align the scope and to determine the scope of the work. Yeah, so I think that those are the things. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, and when I was doing this PBA course, I got to know that there is a concept with respect to traceability, which they termed as like backward, connect and forward connect. I really like that concept and the way it was narrated in the previous skill set, and that was new to me. I have been a mentor for PMP for many years, but I wasn't really aware of that concept. I was aware that the traceability metrics help you to connect to the business objectives and the vision and the ultimate reason why you are doing that. But that forward going concept with respect to the testing and verification, that was a new thing for me. And this is exactly what the purpose of these credentials is. They connect you, or they fill the knowledge gaps with respect to what you are practically doing in the industry already. And the other very good thing is that you get to know the name to certain things that you are following or have been following for many years. Right? You get to know that, oh, this is termed as this, and we have been doing that and we were not aware. Right? So this is exactly what the purpose of learning is: continuous improvement, continuous, evolvement, getting better day by day on a day-to-day basis. And one other thing that I would like to point out with respect to Aisha's question is, not every time you get a chance to work in all the domains or in all the areas that you have studied theoretically or like in the capacity of this skill set. And usually nobody gets this much lucky that they are going to like practically implement each and every line which has been written in the standard. But as much as much provision you are getting in your respective role, you should be in a position to apply that. If you are working in a team member capacity, maybe just start applying focus groups and brainstorming and all, whatever you can do in your capacity. If you are a manager, then accordingly. If you are a senior manager and you have some say in your department, then of course you have more authority in that. So that varies again from person to person, but one way or the other, one should be in a position to apply some part of what you have learned as the best practices. Thank you very much, both of you. It was
Thank
a
you.
lovely conversation and has been very, very useful, at least for me. So a note to the audience is, if you have found this conversation helpful and you are interested in going for PBA skill set, we are launching our PBA course, training course, from 23rd November, and you can reach out to us. We have already provided that communication channel over the chat, and we can talk about that in detail. So we should be concluding the session now. Once again, very much thankful to Tamer and Sameea for the time, and
Thank you so
to the
much.
candidates as well who have joined the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Take
very
Thank you
care.
much.
so much.
Hafiz.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Thank you.